Malissa Brennan with Majestic Yoga, and we will be embarking on a lunar flow. So as you get your cleanse and your purge on for spring, it's always really nice to reflect and get a little bit more open through the hips and the side body. So your lunar flow today will be a nice complement to your more solar practice, and I'll meet you on the mat. So come to lie on your mat in Baddha Konasana. So bring your feet together, let your knees fall open, and just grab your elbows overhead so you get a nice lateral side body stretch. And take the next few moments of breath just to get settled in. So feel the back of your heart sink, feel the back of your pelvis get heavy. And use your inhalations to get a little bit longer through the sides of your waist by pulling on your elbows. Use your exhalations to get a little bit more grounded through your entire back spine. You can start to let your breath get a little bit more vibrant here as you begin to settle into your lunar flow for the day. So we'll be here just for a few more rounds of breath. If you have an intention that you'd like to settle on to drive your practice, you're more than welcome to. And we'll be here for 3, and then 2, and then finally for 1. So when you feel ready, just grab the backs of your thighs and hug them in towards your chest. Grab the top of each shin and let your legs go really wide and start to move one away from the other, just like a little dead bug pose. You might start to rock side to side on the back of your pelvis just to get the fluid kind of moving in the hip joint. And then make some circles with your knees, pull them apart, push them away. They can move together, they can move independent of each other, just starting to notice the mobility you have in your inner hips. And once you have a couple rounds of that movement into your thigh bones, hug your knees in towards your chest, plant your feet on the floor, and then easy figure 4. So bend your right knee, cross the outer edge of your right thigh, or your outer right ankle onto your thigh. Then reach through the keyhole of your leg, keep the flexion in your feet, and peel your pinky toe back towards your outer right shin. If you need a little bit more space to dig a little bit deeper, you can straighten out your left leg, give yourself a little squeeze, and then on your exhale, just re-bend so you have a little bit more movement. So as you draw your inner right thigh away from your ribs, hug your top of your left thigh in towards it, and then start to spread across the front of your chest as you start to lengthen through the side of your waist. And you're just here for 3. So notice all the little vibrations of your inhales and your exhales for 2. And then with your right thigh on top, we'll move onward in 1. So release the grip of your hands, cross your shins or cross your thighs, open your arms up into a T. Give your ankles a little wiggle. Take an inhale to hug your inner thighs together for traction. On your exhale, draw your thighs over to the left as you walk your gaze over to the right. So if it's a little bit too much for you to take the twist this early on, you can stack thigh on top of thigh. Otherwise, if you have the half eagle bind, just give your inner upper thighs a little squeeze for traction, then let your upper body release down to the floor. And then as you spread open through your palms, let your chin fall over to the right, just for 3, for 2, and then for 1. And engage your inner thighs, give yourself a little squeeze, unravel your legs, grab the tops of your shins, just give yourself a little wiggle from side to side, just to notice the difference between one side and the other. Then figure 4 on the other side. So plant your right foot down, cross your outer left ankle over, keep the flexion in your feet, and then take a moment to parallel your 2 hips equally up to the sky. Reach underneath your right thigh bone, interlace your hands, and give yourself a little hug so that your inner thigh comes a little bit closer to your outer right ribs. Then flex your feet, maybe even spread your toes. Again, if you need just a little bit more space too, you can lengthen your right heel up to the sky. Peel your toes down, give yourself a squeeze inward, and then re-bend your right leg as you drive your outer left hip away. And the knees have a tendency to drift over to the left, so keep your right kneecap square over your right ribs. And then just feel a little bit more of the opening in your inner right thigh for 3. We'll take the twist again here in 2. Left leg stays on top in 1. So release the back of your right leg. Give yourself a cross, thigh over thigh. Go as high up as you can go. Relax your ankles. Then open up your arms. Inhale, give your inner thighs a little squeeze. Then exhale, take your twist all the way over to the right. And then just notice the difference between one side and the other. It's really easy to feel asymmetrical depending on what you have going on in your back body. So with every inhale, spread your palms. With every exhale, relax your left shoulder down into the floor. So your breath goes into the outer edge of your left hip. As you start to settle on in, just for 3. Upper body stays heavy. Final 2. Then you come back center in 1. So on inhale, hug everything back in. Release the grip of your thighs, grab the back swim. This time rock your way forward and back. Forward and back, forward and back. Take a couple and then cross your legs. Plant your hands and then step your way back into a tabletop pose. So square your two hips to the floor, stack your shoulders over the tops of your wrists, then press the tops of your feet down, pull your belly in and up. A little bit of the opposite of cat and cow today, so we're going side to side. So on your inhale, draw your tail towards your hips and round the right side of your waist. Shift the weight into your right hand and then your left. Then your exhale, you make that really big circle with the outer creases of your hips. Use your inhale to fill up your whole right side waist, press into your palms. On your exhale again, find the other side. So feel the outer edges of your hips start to get a little bit more lubricated. You might start to feel a little bit of spontaneous movement creeping in, so feel free to take it. So get really serpentine through the right side of your waist. And then the next time you bring your hips back towards your heels, go in the other direction. So spread your palms really wide. This time lead with left shoulder, left outer ribs, left outer hip. Then continue to scrape the inside of that barrel so you create even more length in the sides of your waist. Left side, right side, feel the weight shift from palm to palm. And then take one more last round, one more big inhale to go up and over. And on your exhale, draw back into child's pose. Press your palms down, draw your booty towards your heels, then get long through your side waist. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So find a little bit of a wiggle to your hips, find a little bit of a soft bend towards your knees. It's your first one of the day, so prioritize the length in the back of your spine rather than the length in the backs of your legs. And spread all of your toes out, lift your inner arches up, then hug your armpits up, send your hips high up to the sky. Then right leg will go to the ceiling for a three-legged dog. So inhale your right heel way up high, stay for the exhale, lengthen your ankles, spread your toes, and then start to externally rotate your hips. So use your inhale to roll your inner thigh towards your right, use your exhale to take the back of your right heel up to the sky, and then just start to make some little circles with the ball mound of your right big toe. It doesn't really matter what direction you go in, but start to steer the direction of your toes from the head of your right thigh bone, and just really feel it churn in the inner edge of the socket. You're here for 3. Final 2. And then 1. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, low lunge. Step all the way forward, all the way through. Right foot to right thumb. You can help it along if you need a little bit of space. Then drop your back knee down. Check and make sure your knee is over your ankle. And then once you get there, pull your right hip back in space as you send your heart forward. So pin your two hips together, equal length through side of the waist. Inhale to get a little bit longer, then exhale, little half split. Straighten out your right leg, peel your right toes back, but keep driving your heart forward. And then you pulse. So inhale, draw your breath, chest, ribs, gaze forward. And on your exhale, draw it back in, but keep the length in your spine. Hug your outer hips together. Then take a couple more rounds of the repetition so that the stay feels really nice. And as you rock back and forth, continue to press into the top of your left foot and the top of your left toes. Last round, and then we hold. So inhale, get a little longer. And on your exhale, fold and hold. You can always take blocks under your hands if you need a little bit more space. Then hug your left hip back in space as you send your heart forward. Peel the pinky toe edge of your right foot back. And if you squeeze into the top of your right quadricep, you might find a little bit more space in the back of your right hamstring for 3. Final 2. And 1. Inhale, rock all the way forward. Plant your two palms, curl your back toes under. Use your inhale to step your way back into plank pose. Hold and breathe here. And then drop your knees to the floor. Send your heart forward. Take an inhale here. Then exhale, lower halfway. Then all the way down to the earth. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Breathe here. Slide your hands back a little bit further than you think they need to be. And on your inhale, press your shins down to lift your thighs up, but heavy your tail towards your heels for 3. Final 2. One more inhale for 1. Then exhale, back down to the floor. Inhale, tabletop pose, reach all the way up. And on your exhale, send your hips towards your heels, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. So give your feet a little pedal once you get there. Notice if the right side of your body is starting to feel a little bit longer than the other. And this time it's to the other side. So on your inhale, take your left leg all the way up high. Stay for your exhale, lengthen your ankles, spread your toes out. And this time turn your inner left thigh towards the left, reach through the back of your left heel all the way up towards the sky, and then start to make those little circles here with the mound of your left big toe. So keep turning your left shoulder down. Keep drawing your right quadricep towards the back of your right armpit. Then just take 3 more little circles here just to feel the movement in the other hip.
for 2. And then 1, inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, low lunge. Hug your knee in towards your chest, then hug it in, hug it in, hug it in, then footsteps to left thumb. Drop your right knee down, curl your back toes under, and then take a moment to adjust your hips. If you're not happy with where your left foot landed, just creep it on up. And then your inhale, get longer, hug your outer hip in. Exhale, half splits, curl your toes back, send your heart forward. And then you pulse here too. So inhale, drag your heart down your thigh, step into your left foot. Then your exhale, curl back in space, but keep leading with the bottom of your heart. And then keep on moving your breath, your movement. Set your own pace. And there's always an option to put a micro bend in your left knee if you have the space, if you need the room. Last 2. Plug back. Final 1. And then we hold and stay. So the next time your left leg goes straight, plant your palms. Blocks under hands can be a nice tool. And then peel the left side of your foot back as you pedal down through the ball mound of your left foot. Then reach the crown of your head forward. Hug your right hip and left hip in for 3. Quadricep gets a little squeeze for 2. And then 1. Inhale, rock your way back forward. Then exhale, turn your back toes under. Step your way back. Plank pose. 1 more inhale here. Then exhale, drop your knees. Lower halfway. All the way down to the floor. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Draw your outer arms in one last time. Maybe you go a little higher, second round. 1 more inhale, lift the back of your skull up. And then exhale, lower back down. Press your way up to tabletop pose. Curl your toes under. This time hips come high. Then look between your hands. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, step. Right foot to right thumb. Left foot to left thumb. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot and bow and fold. So let your head get really heavy. Allow your knees to be super soft. As you start to let the crown of your head fall to the floor, just start to feel your heels become a little lighter as the ball mounds of your toes become a little heavier for 3. Fingertips to the earth in 2. And then 1, release. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Then bring your hands to your hips. Hug your outer arms in. And then on your inhale, engage your belly. Press your way all the way up towards a stand. Tadasana. Top of your mat. So turn your palms forward, draw your hands to heart center. Then with feet hip distance apart, we'll move into the lunar flow. So on your inhale, open your eyes, sweep your palms up and overhead, take a little tiny back bend at the top. Then your exhale, bring your hands back behind you, bring your fingertips up, base of your fingertips to the back of your pelvis. Soften up your knees, and on your inhale, find the teeniest, tiniest little back bend. So hug your outer upper arms in like a cobra. And send the bottom of your heart up, so lift from pubic bone to sternum. 1 more inhale, reach upward. Then exhale, fold and dive. Turn your hands to face your heels, bend your knees a lot. Slide your hands all the way down the backs of your legs and give yourself a little squeeze. It doesn't matter if your legs are straight or bent, as long as you have some length in your lower back. Plant your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, modified halfway lift. Hold and breathe here, and then press through the ball mound of your toes. Spread your fingertips wide and then get longer through the sides of your waist by hugging the pit of your belly in, up, and forward. Then on your inhale, reach your left leg way up high, way up to the sky. Exhale, step it all the way back. Feet on railroad tracks. Low lunge. Frame your toes with your fingertips and then adjust. So if you need to manually move your right hip back in space to get your 2 hip points parallel to the floor, take any movements that you need. And with your left hand in line with your toes, or on a block if you need more support, simple twist. So inhale, go forward and up. Stay for your exhale here. Adjust. Notice if your left hip dipped down, bring it back up so that you're revolving from the middle of your upper spine rather than the lower. Then a little bit of circling with your arms. So inhale, reach to the sky. Then exhale, take your hand down around the horizon. On your inhale, follow your thumb, go up and then go over. And on your exhale, circle down and around. So let the movement sync up with your breath, and your inhales and your exhales might be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, but again, just start to find some of the mobility in your shoulder joint as you create a little bit of repetition. Then on your next inhale, you go up and over. Stay for the exhale here. Find a little bit more lift in your belly. Bring your left pec to the inner edge of your right thigh, and then 1 more inhale, reach way up high to the ceiling. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. So thread your hand between your foot and your left palm, pivot on your right heel, turn your toes inward, your heels outward. You might need to bring your feet a little closer together. Then take a wide Prasarita Padottanasana with some ragdoll arms. So grab your elbows with your hands, then start to feel a little bit of sway in your hips. You can create a little bit more movement again in the basin of your pelvis. So press the outer edges of your feet down. Lift the inner arches of your feet up. Then as you send your thighs back, you can soften up your knees so that your spine is longer. It doesn't matter what the shape of your legs is in, as long as you have a long spine from the back of your skull all the way up to the tip of your tail for 3. Plant your hands under your shoulders in 2. And 1. Plant your palms under your shoulders. Inhale to a halfway lift. Stay here for a moment. Notice if the weight kind of rocked all the way back into your heels. Keep driving your heart forward, hips over the backs of your heels. And then keep the shape of your upper body, but turn your left toes out. Bend your left knee, and you might need to scoot your gaze or your feet, your stance a little bit longer. So you're almost like in a warrior 2, with your torso oriented in a different direction. Look over to the upper left corner of your mat, and then walk your hands out. Stay high on your fingertips. Pull your hips back, lift your belly up, take an inhale here. And then on your exhale, you might start to creep forward a little bit more and fold. So keep drawing your inner thigh towards the wall behind you. Press the outer edge of your right foot down. And the higher you take your hips, the less intense the pose will be. So feel free to climb your hands onto blocks if you need a little bit more space. And if you need a little bit more, you can bring your feet or your hands close to your feet and lift your hips up a little higher. It's up to you. So you might find that the longer you stay, the more opening you get through the outer edge of your left hip and the inner crease of your right thigh. And then you're only here for 3 more rounds of breath. So feel a little bit of movement with your inhales and your exhales for 2. Then come all the way back up in 1. So plant your hands under your shoulders. You're looking to the left. Inhale, find a half lift. To the back of the room, exhale, low lunge. So walk your way all the way around. Frame your left foot. Then drop your right foot down. Uncurl your right toes. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Little lizard lunge. So creep your toes forward. Turn them out to the left. If you need a little bit more space, you can keep drawing your heel away from your midline for more room. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Option to take your left hand to the inner edge of your left thigh and lengthen through the right side of your waist first. Then start to draw your inner ribs towards your inner thigh. You can stay put if you need a little bit more space. Bend your right knee. Take a look back for your right toes and then reach. Hook your hand around the pinky edge of your foot, then keep drawing your belly back. Even here, you might find a little bit of a back bend for 3. Final 2. 1 more inhale, spread your heart open for 1. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your hands, curl your toes under, and then inhale, step all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Give your feet a little pedal, give your hips a little shake. Right leg goes up again. Inhale your right heel way up high to the sky, and then exhale, low lunge. Go as slow as you can, knee to chest, and then you step your foot between your thumb. Hands to the inside of your right foot. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, Skandasana to the left. So walk your way all the way around, pivot on your heels. Left toes turn out, bend into your left knee. Then turn your right toes up. See if you can stay rooted through the outer and the inner edge of your left heel. You always have the option to sit your left butt cheek onto a block. Yogi's choice. Option to bring your hands to heart center and come up a little bit higher as you externally rotate your left thigh for 3. Low lunge to the left in 2. And 1. Inhale, low lunge to the left side. Then exhale, chaturanga. Left foot back. Lower halfway. Inhale, flush it on out. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, just check in from one side to the other. Maybe shake your head out, shake your ears out. Then on your inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, step, step. Right foot to right thumb. Left foot to left thumb. Get a little bit of weight in the fronts of your heels. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw your elbows in, then inhale, use your core to rise on up. Exhale, standing Shavasana. Other side. So on your inhale, sweep your palms all the way up. Take a teeny back bend at the top. Then exhale, reach your hands behind you. Take your fingertips up to face your shoulder blades, heels of your hands on the backs of your pelvis. Then inhale, soften your knees, lift your heart up to the sky, stay for the exhale here, and then feel your breath, fill your upper chest. Inner elbows drive together. One more inhale, crease your ankles. Exhale, flip your palms and fold, soft knees. Slide your heart down your thighs, slide your hands towards your heels. Give yourself a little squeeze, and then let your head hang just a little bit heavier for 3. Fingertips towards the earth in 2. And 1. Fingertips to toes. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Again, stay for the exhale, creep your weight forward, spread your toes out. This time, right heel lifts up, so on your inhale, take it as high as it can go. Reach up, reach up, reach up, and then go all the way back. Bend into your standing leg. Creep out your fingertips and your toes, so walk them back so they're in one straight line. Then notice if your left hip is curling forward, draw it back and in so you find a little bit of lift through the pit of your lower abdomen. Then with your right fingertips to the floor or to a block, inhale, go up and over for your simple twist, and then stay here for the exhale. So find a little bit more length and a little bit more lift, create more space between your ribs and your hip point rather than less. Then take a couple little bits of movement with your left palm. So inhale, reach way up high. Exhale, turn your palm behind you, and then you go below the horizon. So inhale, use your breath in to work against gravity. And then on your exhale, circle down and around so that you work with it. Then just take a couple more movements. You can get really fancy pants with the wrists if you want to. You can also kind of make a fist, open and close your palm. Again, it's your shoulder. You might find that one side is a little bit different than the other, so just work with it. Now on your next inhale, reach all the way up. Stay for your exhale. Hug your right hip up and in. Step into your left foot. Take an inhale, touch the ceiling. Then exhale to the right, wide-legged forward fold again. So turn your left toes out. Walk halfway down your mat. If you need to adjust your feet, you can creep them a little closer together. This time, take your peace fingers, grab your toes. Now on your inhale, find a little halfway lift. Keep rocking your weight forward to the front of your heel. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the side, but draw your elbow creases parallel to each other. Hang your head heavy, give your head a shake. Press down through your heels as you lift up through your seat. Your knees can be softly bent or maybe even a big bend in your knees, whatever you need for 3, for 2, and then 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay for the exhale, bring your hands under your shoulders. Turn your right toes out on an angle. Bend into your right knee. You'll probably need to creep your left foot out and widen your stance just a little bit. Generally, you want your knees and your toes to face in the same direction. Then look to your upper right corner of your mat. Walk your hands out on an angle. Tent your finger pads or put blocks underneath. Lift your hips up a little higher and then draw them back. So press on the outer edge of your left foot like a warrior 2. Spread your right toes out. And then as you lengthen your inner right thigh, find a little bit more space to pull your heart away from your pelvis. Maybe even hang your head and creep just a little bit more. For 3. Come up halfway in 2. And 1. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, find a little halfway lift to the right. Exhale, low lunge, walk your way around. Adjust your feet as you need to. Then bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Drop your left knee down, and then adjust yourself here for your runner's lunge too. So bring your heel a little bit closer to what's now the front edge of your mat. Turn your toes out on an angle. You might need to widen your stance to give yourself more room, so feel free to customize, and then roll to the outer edge of your right foot. But keep drawing your right hip back in space. 2 hip points pull together, so there's a little bit of buoyancy helping you keep the shape of the pose. Right hand to right thigh. Lengthen the left side of your rib cage first. Then on your exhale, revolve from the middle of your upper back. Find some space to externally rotate your right thigh and then lift your heart a little bit higher. You can always stay put. Or bend your left knee, heel towards your seat. Then inhale, go up and then back. Catch the outer edge of your left foot. You can also use a strap if you need to bring your foot closer to you. Then get longer through the left side of your waist again. Then start to open your heart up to the sky with a tiny little hint of a back bend at the top for 3. Final 2. One more inhale for 1. Slowly release your left foot. Bring your hands back to frame your right toes. Then curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up. And then on your inhale, step all the way back to downward facing dog. And And then exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just feel the earth beneath your feet, beneath your hands. Lift your armpits up, and then shake your head out left to right. But lift through the sides of your waist as you pull your 2 hip creases back. And this time your left leg will go up. So inhale your left leg way up high to the sky, reach with your toes. Then exhale, low lunge, thigh to chest, round your upper back, make space for your foot to come through, and then left foot to left thumb. Inhale, find a little halfway lift. Then exhale, Skandasana to the right. So walk all the way down the right side of your mat, turn your right toes out, bring your left toes up, and then adjust your feet as you need to. You might need to widen or shorten your stance, but try to keep the sole of your right foot connected towards the earth so you can find any amount more lift. You could stay with your palms planted, totally fine, or hands to heart center. Press your palms together, lift your heart up from the strength of your core, pull everything in and up for 3. Final 2. Hands to the earth in 1. Plant your palms. To the right, inhale, low lunge, walk your way all the way around. Then exhale, step your right foot back, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hands, feet, lift your heart, lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pull your hips all the way up and all the way back. And this time, inhale to look forward. Drop down towards your knees. Sit on your heels and swing your legs out in front of you. So as you come towards your seat, scoot your butt forward on the mat. Baddha Konasana legs, so bring the soles of your feet together, and then pull the heels of your feet in as much as you can so that you can feel the inner edges of your feet kind of roll open like pages of a book. Bring your thumbs to the inner arches, hug your outer armpits in, use your biceps to lift your chest, get a little bit taller through your spine, then on your exhale, fold your way forward, and you don't have to go far. So using your elbows to create some traction in your inner thighs, send the crease of your heart forward, lengthen out the back of your neck, and start to soften your gaze. Look towards your toes. Then elongate from outer hip to outer armpit, but shrug your shoulders away from your ears for 3. For 2. And 1. Use your inhale to come back center. Keep your left leg where it is. Reach your right heel out in front of you. Then pull the heel of your left foot up a little bit higher towards your right thigh. You can roll the flesh of your buttocks out of the way. Always option to soften your right knee here if you need a little bit of space. And then reach for the outer edge of your right foot. Left hand comes to the inside of your right foot, but don't attach it. Then on your inhale, lead with your elbow, make a fist, peel your way on open, spread your palm at the top. And on your exhale, fold your way back down. Give your foot a tap. Inhale, make a fist, round and lead with the center of your chest, widen. And on your exhale, tap and fold. And then 1 more. Inhale, reach that up, make a fist, peel back. This time, stay for the exhale, get longer through your right side waist. Detach your right hand. Bring your left heel behind your left sitting bone. Turn your right toes to the left. Then inhale, stand on your right shin. Stand on your right foot. Reach all the way up and back. And you can either spread your right palm wide or cup the back of your head in your hand and lean back so that your heart goes a little bit higher up to the sky. Shoulder blades come together for 3. Final 2. 1 more inhale, heart higher for 1. And on your exhale, reverse the motion. Sweep your way over to the right. This time, catch your foot with both hands. Inhale to get a little bit longer. And on your exhale, fold and hold Janu Shirasana, forehead to shin. Keep drawing the outer edge of your right hip back in space. And then just breathe here. Peel your toes back. If you need a little bit more, you can reach through your left hand, grab your wrist with it, and then create a little bit of a traction in the side of your waist for 3. Final 2. And 1. And inhale, peel your chest away from your thigh. Exhale, release. And then just to reset, Baddha Konasana, bring your feet together. I'm not going to stay long, so feel free to bring the thumbs into the arches of your feet. Inhale, biceps to ribs. And then exhale, fold. Get a little bit heavier through your right sit bone. Make your right waist a little bit longer for 3. Just for 2 as a transition. And then 1. Now your inhale, pick up your chest. This time you switch your legs. So sweep your right heel in front of you, or left heel in front of you rather. Left heel in front of you. And once you got the right leg, bend your left knee. Always option to stuff a block under there if you know you need the space. Left hand to left pinky. Right hand to left toe. And then don't necessarily attach it, because on your inhale, you're going to make a fist, peel your chest open, then open up your hand, look at your thumb. Reach all the way down, tap and touch. And then inhale, you spread, broaden, lead with your elbow, widen your palm. Then exhale, bow and fold. Then you have one more until we detach. So inhale, reach all the way up and back. Spread your palms, stay here for the exhale. Tip yourself upright, release your left foot, right fingertips behind you. Turn your left toes to the right. Then on your inhale, stand on your foot, stand on your shin, press to the top of your foot, reach up and back, tiny back bend at the top. Then option to reach your palm nice and wide, or cup the back of your head in your hand. Open up your bicep to the sky, and then reach up and a little bit back for 3. Draw your shoulder tips together underneath your heart for 2. One more inhale for 1. Then exhale, reverse, release. Drop your right sit bone down. Sweep your way over towards your left foot. Catch it. Knee can be bent. And inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, you fold and hold. So lower your right shoulder down in line with your left. Create a little bit more space. For 3. Option to take the grip. Right wrist with left hand. Final 2. Very last one. On your inhale, pick up your chest. On your exhale, come to a seat. And this time, take both of your legs wide for Upavishta Konasana. Then go only as far as you need to go. Roll the flesh of your sitting bones out of the way. Let's check and make sure your toes are pointing up rather than rolling in or rolling out. Then on your inhale, get taller, tent your finger pads. Exhale, fold your way forward. So you might come to your elbows. Some of you might come to blocks, whatever you need. But you're here for 3. Final 2. And then 1. On your inhale, walk your way back up. Bend your knees. Plant your feet. Curl your belly back, roll all the way onto your back body. And then once you get there, happy baby. Hug your knees in towards your chest, grab the outer edges of your feet. Give yourself a little side to side. Feel your hips start to open. You can straighten one leg if that feels good, hug it in, straighten the other. For 3. Final 2. And then 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Send your legs out long. Shavasana. Bring the backs of your hands to the earth. Then take a big breath in. Take a huge breath out.